Hello there. Welcome to grade 10 economics. In this video, we want to look at the past exam paper, whereby we are going to look at the first question, that is question 1 on paper 1. So our question has got 30 marks, and it requires you to spend on average 20 minutes there. So this is our question. First question, which is 1.1. We are given that various options are provided as possible answers to the following questions. Choose the answer and write only the letter A to D next to question numbers, that is 1.1.1 up to 1.1.8 in answer book. So we are given an example on how you are going to present your answers in the answer book, whereby we are having this example that we have here on the presentation part. So first part 1.1.1 reads which one of the following does not fall within the economics field of study. We have got scarce resources. We also have choice, and we have what people should buy and opportunity cost. But you know, our question is emphasizing on the economics field. But if you look at scarce resources, choice, and opportunity cost, we know that this is part of the economic field, and this consists of the basic economic problem. Remember, the basic economic elements of the basic economic problem, we have scarcity, choice, and opportunity cost, which is described by A, B, and D. So it means our C is the odd one out. And we are supposed to indicate it as the correct answer there. And remember, our question is saying does not fall. So we have C being the correct response. And then we go to 1.1.2. The term that best describes the fact that people have unlimited needs at once with limited resources to satisfy them is, so obviously the issue of having unlimited needs in one, but we have scarce resources is scarcity, and it's part of the economic problem. So we are having A there being our correct answer. So we have the economic problem, which is A. We go to 1.1.3, and it reads, when human is added to the circular flow, is not to the circular flow is known as we do on the circular flow model. When income or money is being added in the economy, we call them injections. And then when income or money is going in the opposite direction, we say they are leakages. So injections becomes the correct response that we have there. So we are saying T. Then you go to 1.1.4, the income an individual has available for spending and saving after paying tax is known as, and we know that this is going to be our disposable income. Remember, disposable income, we're just saying this is that the total personal income, we minus current taxes that are there on income, then we get our disposable income of value. So 1.1.4, we have got B is the correct answer. Moving on to 1.1.5, it reads, during the Middle Ages, road networks developed along popular routes due to. So why did we have a development of of roads or routes? We are having our responses where we're having tourism, friends and relatives, trade, and self-sufficiency. But the main reason that is more convincing in terms of development of the road networks, obviously, is trade, because obviously during the process of trading, I remember trade describes the exchange of goods and services between parties. So it means we are having for those goods and services to be transported from one point to the other, there should be a network of roads. So we have got trade as the appropriate response, the correct response that we have there. So we have got trade, which is C. So moving on to the next page, 1.1.6 reads the field of study that deals with the customs and practices of local and international commerce is called, we've got political science, common law, social science, mercantile law. So that according to the responses that we have got mercantile law, which is the correct one. Remember, mercantile law describes this is basically the board of law that applies to the rights, relations, and also the conduct of people and organizations engaging in commercial and business activities. So if you look at the description that we are given there, saying the field of study that deals with customs practices of local and international commerce, which is exactly according to the explanation that we have given here. So we have got D, mercantile law. Then you go 1.1.7, which of the following population groups can be classified as economically active? So economically active is described by the age group that is able to work. But obviously, we are supposed to that age group is supposed to be working so that it qualifies to be under economically active. So on 1.1.7, the correct answer that we have there, we've got A. We've got A, which is employed people, because those are the ones that are producing the goods and services. So we are having the employed people. And this economically active age group usually ranges from 15 to 64 years. So this is what we have. Then we go to 1.1.8. 1.1.8 is the difference between the birth rate and the death rate of a country is called we've got population deficits, we've got natural growth rate, migration rate. We also have the active population rate. So we'll see that the correct answer that we have there is the natural growth rate. Remember, natural growth rate is basically the difference that exists between the birth rate and the death rate of a particular population, usually over a period of time. So we see that B becomes the correct response that we have there. Then we move on to the next part of the question, whereby we are going to match words or terms that we have in column A with explanations that we have in column B. So coming here, 1.2 reads, choose a description from column B that matches an item in column A. Write only the letter A to I next to the question numbers, that is 1.2.1 up to 1.2.8 in answer book. So we're going to start with the first one, which is called scientific method. So but basically, scientific method usually is the process of objectively establishing effects usually through testing and experiments. So this the basic definition that we can give in terms of scientific method. So we try to see according to the explanation in column B, which actually matches that explanation. So you see that 1.2.1, there we are going to see that C reads a systematic approach to uncover regular patterns. So this is the scientific method there, explanation that is matching the scientific method. So basically we are saying we have got our C on the first 1.2.1. Then we go to 1.2.2, circular flow of the income. Remember, the circular flow of the income, we're saying this is the flow of the real income and the money income. So according to the explanation that we have there, you see that if you go to G, it's saying a diagram showing the flow of goods, services, natural resources, income, and expenditure there. So it's represents circular flow. Remember, the real flow that is represented in this explanation, we've got goods, services, and natural resources. And then the money flow is represented by income and expenditure. So basically, that's what we have. So for G is the correct response that we have there. Then we have got households, that is 1.2.3. So if you go to E, a group of people that live together and make economic decisions. So we've got E as the correct answer for households. And then we've got global warming. Also global warming, we try to see what explanation do matches global warming according to explanations that we are given there. But basically, global warming is the rise of average air temperatures near the Earth's surface. So anything that is within that description can match a global warming. So we go there and we try to see what exactly matches our global warming. So if you go to EF, the increase of Earth's average surface temperatures due to the effects of greenhouse gases. So basically, F becomes the correct answer. Then you've got demographic cycle. The next one is demographic cycle, but we know that demographic cycle briefly we can describe it as the evolution over time of the population profile of a country. So where there's evolution of the population profile, usually over time, we are saying it's what is the demographic cycle. So if you go to the explanations that we have there, you'll see that the correct answer that we have, we can go to A, the cyclical pattern that reflects the natural growth rate of a population. So you've got A being the correct match. So you go to 1.2.6, life expectancy. Also, life expectancy generally we say this is the number of years that a person of a given age can expect to live. That's life expectancy. Which means from death to what to the death time. So according to the explanations that we have there, we can as well try to go through the explanation to see what actually matches that term. If you go to, let's try to go down. Are you saying the number of years a person can be expected to live for based on the current demographics? So I becomes the correct explanation that we have. So we're saying I. Then the next one is barter. But you know that barter is the exchange for a good, good for a good. There's no money involved in the process of exchanging when we're talking about barter. So according to the explanations that we have, D is saying a system of exchange where goods or services are directly exchanged for other goods or services. So basically, that's the explanation that we have. Then money, on money, we can try to go again, but the most appropriate one is B, which is saying a modern medium of exchange. Basically, money is a medium of exchange, and actually it's a modern as opposed to barter trade. So we have B. So this is what we can try to see on the last part of the question. We are given 1.3. So we go to 1.3 and see. Give one term for each of the following descriptions. Write only the term next to the question number, that is 1.3.1 up to 1.3.6 in the answer book. Abbreviations, acronyms, and examples will not be accepted. So we are just looking for a term that matches the description that we are given. So we look at 1.3.1, it reads natural resources, people, machinery, and land used in the production of goods and services. So basically, natural resources, people, machinery, and land, you see that this describes the factors of production. Remember, natural resources, we are referring to the part of land. Both factors of production, remember, basically, we have the land, labor, and capital, and people are representing capital. So the people are representing labor, and then the machinery is representing capital. So this is the factors of this representing the factors of production, whereby we have land, labor, and capital. So this we can say 1.3.1. 1.3.1, we are saying factors of production. We're saying 1.3.1. These are factors. Right, then we can move on to the next part of the question. This is 1.3.2, which is saying the movement of income and expenditure among the participants in the economy. And we are saying this is, we can just try to go back through the explanation again. The movement of income and expenditure among the participants in the economy. Remember, we're saying in the circular flow, we have got the real flow and the money flow. And money flow is represented by income and the expenditure. So we are saying this is a money flow, 1.3.2. We have got money flow, and we try to look on the next question. So next question is saying a tax charged to discourage the consumption of demerit goods. A tax charged to discourage the consumption of demerit goods. We know that this is excise. We call it excise. So here we are just saying excise. Then we go to 1.3.4. 1.3.4 is the government policy that uses tax and spending to intervene in the economy. So you know that a government policy, obviously set by the government, we are talking about the fiscal policy, and it uses two main instruments, that is taxation and government expenditure. So that's basically what our explanation is trying to highlight there. So 1.3.4, we are talking about the fiscal policy. And we go to the last one, which is our last one is such, but 1.3.5, the movement of people to live and work in cities. So here we're having a migration that's taking place from from the obviously from the rural to the urban to the cities. So obviously this is a rural urban migration, and we call it urbanization. Urbanization 1.3.5. We are saying it's urbanization. Then obviously we have 1.3.6. So 1.3.6 citizens live in the country to become citizens of another country. So from the point of view of the country where they're coming from, they are called immigrants. So we can represent as immigrants as 1.3.6. We are saying immigrants. When now from the point of view of the receiving country where they are going, they will be calling them immigrants. So immigrants with an I, so it means it will be immigrants. Which now becomes the opposite when we're talking about from the point of view of the country that are receiving those people that are moving there. So immigrants becomes the correct response that we have on 1.3.6, which is describing citizens living in the country to become citizens of another country. So this is what we have, guys, according to this video. And let's take note the question had 30 marks. So let's stay tuned for more videos to come. More typical examination questions are going to be uploaded. Let's subscribe and share to the channel. Let's share the link to our colleagues who are doing grade 10 economics. As for this video, I'm signing out. Let's meet again in the next video.